Hello everybody, welcome to the channel if you're new, or welcome back if you were already subscribed. I hope this is gonna be the last time I record this voiceover because I tried I think 10 times. I'm more of a one-shot guy when it comes to voiceovers. I don't like to edit them so much. I try to edit out the all those kind of noises, but yeah, for example, I've just done it and I will not cut it out, but I'm more of a one-shot guy when it comes to voiceovers. So welcome to the channel if you are new, welcome back if you were already subscribed. In any case, please, if you like this video at any point, remember to give it a thumbs up, to comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and all that good stuff that YouTubers keep ranting about. So let's get into the video of this week. This week I decided to try out Risshella's shell challenge. She's a YouTuber and Twitch streamer that I've been following for a while, and I really like her style of playing, of building. I really like her personality as well. And I found out she tried a new shell challenge, or better, she created one. I didn't enter really to get recognized by her or to win something. I just wanted to build something different and take a break from our Oasis Springs rebuild series, because I like to switch up content every now and again. I don't want to be only one theme channel. I want to try and build different things. So in the future I expect to see more different type of builds, not only Oasis Springs rebuild. For example, I think I'm gonna try out also Lil Sims's shell, but yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna do it before she ends the entry time, because I just want to do it for building and just to switch up the content on my channel. I don't really do it for the fame, let's call it like that. But yeah, I didn't expect this speed build to be so long. It's this long only because it took me a very long time to decide on the style of this house. I decided initially to build in Newcrest, so I would have a blank canvas, so I wouldn't be biased by buildings nearby or the style of the world. But then in a while we are moving to how is it called, to Mount Komorebi, the world that came with Snow Escape, which is a pack that I really like. Not so much for the gameplay, because I think the gameplay is quite how would you say, quite empty. I don't really enjoy the gameplay, but I do really enjoy the world and the build by stuff. But yeah, so basically it took me a long time to decide on a wallpaper or a style in general for the house, and now you can see I'm finally deciding on one single style, and then we will move to Mount Komorebi very soon. I spared you the pain of me trying to look for an appropriate style or appropriate wallpaper for what I wanted to go for, because that took me a very long time. That's probably one of the reasons why this speed build took me so long. But yeah, now we are in Mount Komorebi and I'm trying to settle in the lot, into the landscape, into the surrounding area. We are in the neighborhood. Don't really remember the name of the neighborhood, but it's like the center of the old town. I think Mount Komorebi comes with 3 neighborhoods. There's the like residential modern area where also the train station is, and where the youth festival takes place. This is the neighborhood that's in the middle of the map, where the lights festival takes place. And then we have the snowy part with the slopes and the onsen and the Mount Komorebi itself. Yeah, I decided to build here because I think this is the part of the world that most fits this this style of house. And also this is a tiny house, you can probably see it. The size of it is not very big, and that's part of the challenge. I think the hashtag of Rishella's is now maybe Shella tiny shell, something like that. But yeah, this was a tiny house on purpose. So it's not that big, and despite not being big, it took me way too long to build. But that's fine. We are carrying on. We are trying to now we are deciding for windows actually. because I do like to build a floor plan before getting in the windows, so the window placement makes sense with the house, and also I don't overdo it, because I feel like one of the tendencies of builders here at Sims 4 is really to overdo windows and put them everywhere, and I feel like that becomes a little bit of a mech mansion. It's not really a style that I do enjoy. So I try to build my floor plan first and then decide on the windows, or if I do windows I just try to space them equally, but in this case the shell challenge does not have such a symmetrical floor plan or a symmetrical shape, so it couldn't really be possible to do symmetrical windows. Anyway, let's talk a bit about ourselves. How are you guys? Tell me in the comments. This is probably the last video I'm gonna pre-record for the channel. After that we're gonna have videos not really recorded in real time, but at least with the voiceover in real time. Now when I'm recording this voiceover is just the beginning of December, and I am about to move back to Italy. I do not want to move back to Germany. I'm actually quite excited to be leaving Germany. I miss my country. I miss a little bit of a hotter weather, a little bit of a nicer city. Let's say nicer in the sense of more historical, more pretty to look at. I miss the sun. Really, here in Germany, I'm not seeing any sun, especially in November. November has been so gloomy. I literally have not seen the sun once, literally. Every time I wake up and I can see that the sky is gloomy, sky is gray, it's very foggy, it's very rainy all day. Every day there's always a little bit of rain, and I really miss Italy. I miss my country. So I'm really excited to be leaving in a couple days, and that's why I'm pre-recording, because I will be moving across countries. So I really need some time to pack everything, then travel, and then unpack everything. So yeah, this is the last video I'm gonna pre-record, at least for the voiceover part. How are you guys anyway? Tell me in the comments, please. For me, this has been a very hectic week, I think, because I am in my master's degree. I'm doing now my master's degree, and I am writing my thesis, and I had to go from the data collection phase to the data analysis phase, and let me tell you, the data collection phase was just a very hard time. My questionnaire for my thesis was very strict in terms of the sample I could reach, and so in I think the first week or first 2 weeks I got a lot of replies from a lot of people, more than any other of my colleagues, but I had way less usable replies than them, just because my survey was so strict, and so I had to change it halfway through my data collection process, and then I finally had enough replies. But in the meantime, I almost finished all my ideas for spreading the survey. I also had gotten 2 accounts blocked on Facebook because of spam. Not really blocked, I just couldn't post in groups that I wasn't an admin of. And yeah, that was one of my main sources of new replies, because I was going through Erasmus student groups. I was also going through groups of Italians living abroad, because I was doing my survey in 4 countries, and I could potentially also ask people, Italians abroad, because my survey was more about the place you're living right now rather than your nationality. But yeah, after I've gotten my 2 accounts blocked, I really did not have any more ideas for spreading my survey, and I was getting like 5-6 replies per day, and that really was not pleasant. I was a bit desperate. In fact, last week I went on a trip to Düsseldorf and Cologne, and I had a sign on my backpack saying, "Please take my survey. The data will remain anonymous," with a QR code on my backpack. because I was just so desperate. I hoped people on the street would just scan my backpack and do my survey. But in the end, last weekend I got my sample done, so I could finally end my data collection procedures and start with data analysis. So now I am a little bit more calm. I can focus more on writing and analyzing the data. And yeah, I'm really excited for the work I'm doing. I really think my thesis is going in the right direction. I really like my topic and I have good guidance from my university. So I really hope this project is gonna go well. But yeah, so it has been quite a hectic week because between traveling and getting data, then switching from data collection to data analysis, that was a really hectic week. So I hadn't really any time to film, but I did instead play with my family, with my current household. I'm not only a builder, I also like to play the game. And yeah, so my family is basically, I'm trying to go for a legacy challenge. That's not really a challenge, just a legacy. I'm playing through 10 generations. I'm now on the third one. I had my first generation of kind of like in a rags to riches style, where my sim was a doctor, and she started with 0 simoleons, an empty lot, and then she worked her way up through her career. She met friends, she had lovers, and I really tried to take it slow to enjoy the game. So I was playing on long lifespan, which is something that not many players like to do. But I quite enjoyed it. I quite enjoy switching from one type of lifespan to another, especially maybe when I get bored, I switch from long to normal or even to short. But then when I'm enjoying the gameplay, I will switch it to long so I can have more time with that sim and really get into their life. So this sim basically had met her boyfriend, which then became her husband, in a bar, just a regular bar. Then I turned the guy into a lawyer, but this lawyer, I thought he was quite materialistic and quite an evil sim. Both of them actually were materialistic, because I don't really like to play with perfect sims. I always like to give them kind of a negative aspect about them. So I just made them both materialistic. And the lawyer happened to be materialistic also in terms of love. She was getting tired of her wife getting old, so she got with Bella Clark, which is a townie that came with the university pack. And so he cheated on her. She found out about it. My plan was initially to have them split up and have the child, because then, yeah, in the meantime they had a child, have the child live a little bit with the mother, a little bit with the father. Was gonna play with constantly moving the child from one household to the other. But then my sim just got so mad, and I didn't even notice. She was enraged. Her heart exploded and she died in front of me. I was shocked. Literally, the sims giving me a curveball. Wow. But then, yeah, so I made the child wear all black for the rest of her life, and hating her dad. Then the dad got with Bella Clark. They had another child, so she now has a sister. But then, yeah, she grew up and she now lives in Mount Komorebi. She's married to another woman, and they have adopted 2 children. And these children, I'm planning on having them become a YouTuber and a famous actor, just because I like to explore the gameplay of each pack slowly. So I explored a little bit of get to work with the doctor career. Then my current sim, the one that wears all black, she's an interior decorator, so I explored a little bit of that game pack. Next, I'm gonna move on to get famous. I'm gonna try to have them climb for fame, just exploring how the fame system works, how the media production station works, the acting career, etc., etc. And I have a lot of plans for the future generations. But yeah, so I actually played with my family, and that didn't happen for a while because on one hand I got a little bit bored of the gameplay, but also because I was really busy building for the channel and for you guys. So yeah, I think now we have moved on quite a bit with the build. I'm sorry if I went just on a whole tangent. We are now furnishing the first floor. So since it's a tiny home, I'm just having quite a sizable bathroom actually, with a kitchen and dining room. I'm not really having a living room because I don't have space for it. That's just simply how this place worked. So I just put the TV in front of the dining room, so I'm imagining the Sims might be watching TV while they eat. And one feature of this shell challenge is that you had to use at least one of the 4 items she provided. They were bizarre items. So we had I think from base game a boat, which I placed on a shelf. Then we had a hand from Paranormal, which is another decoration that I probably placed on a shelf. We had a peacock that you can see in the garden. And finally we had a skeleton from Jungle Adventure that I really didn't know where to place, so I just pretended that one of the chimneys was actually a hiding place for this skeleton. So I put a curtain in front of it, but also a window. Maybe I imagine that people living there or visiting that place would be curious about what's behind the curtain, but the owners of the house absolutely prohibit their visitors from trying to look into what's inside. And generally for this family, I didn't really create the family, or I didn't really have a character in mind, but in my head these people were maybe interior decorators that really did enjoy just a small home, but it's also not very necessarily nicely decorated. Maybe they do love their job, but they are not in love with decorating their home. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mismatch of furniture. I'm going very heavy on the snow escape furniture because of course this is what came with the pack, and I also do enjoy the furniture quite a bit. But yeah, I'm also playing with different wood swatches, and I'm not necessarily trying to match everything. I'm also thinking this interior decorator probably loves yoga, so in this office that I'm building on the first floor, I'm trying to put a yoga mat, a kettlebell that came with the everyday clutter kit, but also like a functional yoga mat that came with the spa day stuff. Not spa day stuff, spa day game pack. But yeah, so at the first floor we have quite a sizable bathroom, kitchen, dining room, and this office. And upstairs we have a one bedroom for the couple or single parent. As I told you, I don't really have something in mind when it comes to this family. And then we have a kids room. I was thinking they might have a kid, and I was enjoying building the room for a kid. I actually made it quite a nice theme, I think, because it was a very small room. I did not have very much space. So the kids room, the poor kid does not have many things in the room. But yeah, I really did enjoy the theme because I think I went for a kind of a kawaii thing, but very kid-like. So it's cutesy but also messy, very colorful, not necessarily pastel, which is typical of the kawaii aesthetic. But then for the parent's bedroom, or the parent, I don't know, I went for a more muted palette, let's say. And they have a walk-in wardrobe. But again, this house is a tiny shell challenge, so I really did not have much space to play with. So I really just put a very small wardrobe. I was even forgetting mirrors at some point, and I really didn't know where to place them. Thankfully, we now have those small mirrors that came with Eco Lifestyle, and we can use them basically anywhere because they are very versatile. They are not any particular style. They are very small, both in depth and in size, and they hang on the wall, so they don't take space on the floor. Because anything that's placed on the wall, your Sims will be able to walk through, not through the item, but walk past, as opposed to something standing on the floor that has an actual footprint and where your Sims cannot get over it. So yeah, I'm just at the very end. I remember to place a mirror, and now we're furnishing the kids' bedroom, which was very, very fun. Again, I really like the color scheme, and that bed, I really like the swatch of the bed. I'm not sure it came with, I don't think it came with Snow Escape. I think this is from the kids' room stuff. Yeah, I'm using a lot of items from the kids' room stuff. That's a very handy pack to have, I think, because it makes your kids' rooms feel a little bit more personal. But yeah, I think this is the end of the video. These screenshots should be rolling. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you like this video at any point, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!